G'day and welcome to the Josh Wade Show. My name's Josh Wade. On today's show, we have Mitch Wanless, otherwise better known as Randy. I'm sure you've seen all of his videos, but before we get into it, if you want to support us on Patreon, join our private Facebook group. We do a live stream there every week. We'd love to fucking see you there. It's a great community of people. It's a cult. It's a safe space. Come and join us. All you got to do is donate $3 or more if your parents are Chinese billionaires. Please do. Please help out the show. It helps us pay for this stuff because it's on my credit card at the moment. Mitch, welcome to the bloody show. Thanks for joining us.
How you going, boys?
Good, mate. Good.
What's happening?
Now, this is, I was talking to my friend last night and I was saying Marcus. I was talking to Marcus. Yeah, last night. And I said, I've got, Mitch is coming on the show tomorrow. And you sound a little bit concerned for a second because he goes, like Randy? I said, yeah. He goes, oh no, what if that breaks the illusion a little bit. I'm like, well, Randy's not real.
He's not a real person, guy. Yeah.
But that's the thing. So I mean, firstly, and I'm gonna give you a fucking rap, and I really genuinely, I say it to you in real life, but for anyone that's watching now, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it because genuinely, you're my favorite comedian. Other than knowing you personally in real life, I'm a massive Randell fan. Always have been, but just since you've been going through this now, go check it out. What is it's just facebook.com/Wanless?
Oh, yeah, Wanless, yeah. It's pretty much just Wanless on every platform, I don't know, when we made it, it had to be all different little fucking things so you could get it. You know? But Wanless and then there it is, Yeah, fuck.
Now, I guess let's get into it. Where did Randy come from? And I want to explore your other characters now, but from knowing you and when I see you put on that kit, it's coming from somewhere else. So where did it start a long time ago? And it, didn't have a name back then, but was it always someone that was there?
No, it wasn't. No. We did it 4 years ago when we were just making other kind of videos, other kind of shit, and not really based so much on Randy. And we chucked the wig on, and that was just something we did. Look at this loose cunt. But it was over the years. I think that it was born in a way, and it created this thing, but. When I say things, I always think it sounds like my dad so much, things he would say almost to a T, So maybe I think that's kind of where it would come from, Because
there's a lot of very specific mannerisms that you have to learn over time, watching the videos and because it's hard to sort of pick a point when I'm showing people Randy. It's where do I start? And I always go back to the big W shoes because I almost see. Do you see that one as sort of the? Well, which one do you see as the tipping point that went, all right, this is on now?
We did one before that, which was a bit trying to do a vlog style vlog.
Just the canals one, or was that after?
Yeah, it was that one. Yeah, the pictures don't do it justice. It was just meant to be Randy. And I think if you watch that one, it seems that way too. That it was more just watching himself, not so much edited. But then learning that character and then figuring it out and then having fun with it and shit it's so different. You go back to the early stuff and it sounds different. But I guess that's what happens with a lot of people over years anyway. You change anyway, you know what I mean? So it's it's an old character now, really. The
it's I've noticed the voice is getting more dragged out. Some of the enunciations of the words are very they're evolving to the point where it's does this guy think he's Lebanese or?
I know. I don't even know. That came from nowhere. It was just when you're trying to, and it's also the position of a camera. If you have someone in your face, it's you talk differently too. If you talk to someone that's further away from you. So when the camera's right on him, it's real how you doing? It's real fucking. So I know. I don't know. It just. When you're saying that shit, you think, what's going to sound funny? And
I'll probably cut in some of the big W shoes and a few of the little moments there that are good now.
Good day, guys. Randy here, touching base once again. It's been a little while since we've touched bases, but it's good to be back. I'm walking down the aisles there at Big W. I see these $12. Yeah, it's a $12 boot, but they're making it in mass production, which in reality it's probably a $70 boot. Look at that. fuck yeah. And I'm looking at him like I'm in love straight away.
It's magical what you can do with Final Cut these days.
Oh, I know.
But,
yeah, the editing's huge, man.
Yeah.
Like, editing is half of it nearly, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you explore that a lot. I think the interesting thing with Randy and a lot of your characters are, well, specifically with Randy, is you're coming from an area where you film it on your phone, don't you?
Yeah, most of it. Yeah, those personal ones.
Yeah. But it's still cut in with this editing, so you still know that somewhere along the line, as you watch it, there's a third person in there that's doing this for Randy, because there's no possible way that he's doing it, and that would be Mark.
Yes, exactly.
So how did Mark enter Randy's life?
So Mark, Sean was always there. Sean, who's a part, like 50, like me and Sean is the other creator of Wanless. It's me and him. Been doing it since the start, and so we thought, it was always Randy, always Randy, and always me in the videos, because we couldn't find many people to kind of come and act in them. You know what I mean? Couldn't find the right people at the time or whatever. So to add a character as that cameraman, it was almost like there is someone there, you know what I mean? And it just fit as well. A Muck. Fucking hell.
Where did the name Mark come from? We just threw it out there and it went, all right, that works.
No, I think, it was like that. It came real, wait. What was it? Mark. There might have been a guy that we were looking at, like, I don't know if he was international or something, but we were just like, this could be the guy, like. But then when we were just like, is that Mark? Like, maybe, I think that's kind of how it actually came around.
Just a name that came up. Went, all right, that'll work.
Yeah, and when you got to try it a few different times, like Muck, Muckus, Marky Muck. That's a word that you can do a few different.
You do, yeah. So, I mean, now we're sort of, I feel like we're halfway into the Randy world now, where I think a lot of you have a really dedicated fan base, which is awesome. And I've always said it to you anyways, that like amongst anyone else doing this sort of stuff, there's a lot more depth to your fan base as opposed to width. There's a lot of people out there, probably including myself, that may have a fan base, like numbers, but there's less depth there. There's less people that genuinely actually give a fuck. And I feel like with your fan base, there's such a difference, because Randy's created a community, because like I said, there's something real about it. Like it's probably going to hurt some people watching this now going, shit, it is.
Who's this guy?
It's not really.
Who is this fuckwit?
But the thing is fucking, there are other characters as well that I suppose, unless you've been watching you for a while, and I mean, I've, probably known you for probably close to 4 or 5 years now. Before that, you have a bunch of different characters and just sketch videos. You were just doing sketch videos, like fake infomercials and stuff like that. Is that something that eventually you want to start slipping in, and will it slip into Randy's world, or will it be completely different?
Yeah, I mean that is how we started. When we started, there was no alignment between characters really. It was always just random different sketches, and when we found Randy and we're having fun with it, we kind of ran with it, and just having so much fun with that mongrel, So we ran with it, and it's been fun. But yeah, definitely want to get back to those other characters, like Tony Bobbins and shit. He's a motivational guy, and Donnie, this fucking drug addict cunt.
Yeah, Donnie. Cops. But, is that the cops?
Yeah, guy? Crooks and Crooks that one. Yeah. But it'd be good. Yeah, good to get back into that shit. But now it feels like that we have Randy, like without even knowing it. None of this planned. We're just going day by day. You know what I mean? Just building it, and now that we've got Randy, it's awesome. Like we've got that character now, like we can keep playing with that, or we can go do some other stuff.
Yeah. Now you say you're going day by day. Do you have more of a backstory in your head now for Randy, where you're like, okay, we are going day by day, but we sort of know there's points that we want to reach with him, where, storyline wise with his life. Like, are you plotting that now? Have you got, or is it just totally organic, where one day you just go, okay, this is what we're going to film, and this is where his life's going now?
Yeah, it's mostly organic. It comes so easy just to chuck it on and do what's relevant in that time. Whatever's happening in my life, you can just kind of exaggerate that shit or whatever. Like, that's the thing, like with Randy, because we haven't, like we've said in the past, he's got kids, but like he could have kids that you go and talk about. When is he going to get married? Has he got a woman?
Has he had a love life before?
Has he had a love life?
That's what we haven't heard that. Like, have we? Is there an ex-lover
we've said pieces and around the spot, but like it's nothing's set. It's always just usually what's happening with him at the moment,
Yeah,
isn't it? So it's
yeah.
good that there is that mystery in as well.
Yeah.
That we can kind of bring shit into it. But the biggest thing we want to do was get that Capri, that Ford Capri, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and we did that, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Right?
You told me about that like a year ago or a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
that
right
there was
on.
this dream to get a Ford Capri for Randy, and then, you know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
he's fucking got it for Christmas.
Yeah, and it fits in that universe as well, eh? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
like you were saying about other characters, like that Tony Bobbins guy. I think it will fit into that universe somehow, eh? Like,
Yeah.
you see Bobbins. I don't know if you know, Bobbins got that teeth, and he's always
Yeah.
wears suits and shit. So him in that, shit.
You're right. You're right.
Him in that Capri, cruising around, thinking he's the maddest cunt, works for that character as well.
Bobbins, yeah.
Because he thinks that's a fucking
So-
Corvette cunt.
So
you
is
know?
Bobbins obviously Bobbins is Tony Robbins, but
Yes, yeah,
is it,
yeah.
like is it a guy that wants to be Tony Robbins, or is it genuinely just an impersonation of Tony Robbins?
Yeah, it's like that's where it's definitely we were like, let's like, because we were just mucking around with this
Yeah,
voice, like,
yeah.
hey guys, yeah, because he's an outrageous
Yeah.
dude, Tony Bobbins.
Yeah.
Like, give me a hug. Like he just loves that fucking shit. He's crazy. He's crazy. But so we wanted to do that character, but slimy, you know, so this slime ball version of him. But that's where we because we said Tony Bobbins like 2 years ago, we were talking about like he goes back to his real name, which could be like, you know, Tony Jamaldi, or, you know, some
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Philanus or something, you know, some other name where he can be his own man again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he still loves Bobbins or something.
And he's trying to be is he trying to be a motivational speaker?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he-
just like a businessman, eh? Who's
Yeah.
just fucking been through it all.
A bit like Lionel Hutz in The Simpsons.
Yeah,
like the guy
yeah,
that's
just
like
a slime ball.
the lawyer,
man.
the fucking car
Yeah.
dealership, man, just all of them.
Yeah.
Actually, that's who we're talking.
He does, endorsements. You know,
Yeah.
just always just a
Whatever he
slime.
can get.
Thinks he's the man too. But
Here's
yeah.
one that we were talking about the other day, because we went down to Adelaide and we shot a video with Raka Raka, which was
Oh yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was a bit wild. But that night we watched Jingle All the Way, which
Yes,
was
yes,
which was the
classic.
fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie, where
Yes.
the whole plot line is just about Arnold trying to get a toy, and then becoming the spoiler alert, he becomes the toy. But
That's right.
yeah, but there's a bit in there where the neighbor, Phil Hartman, who is
Yes,
Lionel
yes.
Hutz in the
Yes.
Simpsons, yeah, he was murdered.
That's right.
His wife murdered him. Your
That's-
girlfriend's here today,
oh.
so hopefully it doesn't turn out that way
I
for you as
know.
well. Yeah,
She just capped him in his bed, eh?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I should look it up, but it's pretty wild.
Far out.
Yeah, no good.
I actually ended up reading more about that,
Did
like
you?
a little bit more about it.
What
and-
was it exactly? It was in the bed. Like there's footage on YouTube of like the cops outside the
Oh,
house.
no
and-
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
it's,
did you read?
So the missus was like recovering from cocaine, I think, a couple of months after it. These guys were apparently like had their mishaps, you know.
Yeah.
And then the articles I read was like she had a career as well, but she might have been a little bit jealous of him,
Right.
and there might have been some conflict there of how well he was doing.
Just a little bit jealous.
Yeah, maybe, I
Enough
don't
to
know.
just say, see you cunt, you're done.
You're fucked,
And
cunt.
so am I. She killed herself, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she. Oh, so yeah,
Did
so
she?
she capped this dude, Phil
Phil
Hartman,
Hartman, who is
a
Lionel
mad
Hutz
dog.
in The Simpsons. You know, he's Troy McClure.
Troy McClure,
Yeah, that guy, that's why-
legend.
yeah.
He's a mad dog, so
Yeah.
funny. He's like, how's his demeanor? He's like this schmug,
Yeah.
you know, like it's so cheesy. He's a good character,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
So his missus, I think, shoots him in the head in his bed, and then goes to a friend's house, and tells him. The friend comes back to the house, and then she gets in the room and then caps herself, I think. Yeah. And who's that guy? Jon Lovitz. You know Jon Lovitz?
Yeah, he's got a comedy club in LA, but the big
Yeah, right
he's
on.
in The Wedding Singer.
Yes.
He's losing
He's,
his mind.
yes, and I'm reaping all the benefits. Yeah, how good is that shit?
Yeah. What about Jon Lovitz?
So Jon Lovitz reckons that Andy Dick got her back on cocaine, which eventually fucked their shit up. But that was just another fucking rumor, you know, shit you read.
No, Andy Dick's a sus cunt
He
as
is,
well.
yeah, I know.
Well, first name like Andy, and then the last name like Dick.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
I'm on Jon Lovitz's side for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like Jon Lovitz.
He's a good little
Have you seen the
slime boy.
movie Rat Race?
Oh, is that when they're all trying to
Get the money.
Yeah,
from the,
but I haven't watched it like you know,
Ah.
finally or recently. Yeah,
Oh, that's a great.
it's good, is
movie.
it? It holds up.
Yeah, yeah. There's a great scene with Jon Lovitz and the wife, and they're with the two kids trying to get to the thing, and he's trying to pretend like they're just going to like they're in Las Vegas for their family holiday
Yeah.
or something, and he's got to go somewhere to get something, and they end up going to this Nazi museum. And anyway, they steal Hitler's car from this
that
Nazi
rings a
museum.
bell. That rings a bell.
And
eh?
they're driving away, and then all these bikies come past, and he does something like, he thinks it's like Hitler's like cigarette burner or lighter or something like
Yeah.
that, and burns his finger or something like that, and then Hitler's car smashes on stage into a World War II veterans meet up. The car pulls out on
No.
stage. He gets out. He's burned his finger. And he's got like a burn mark just up here.
Yeah.
And he starts talking because he's burned his tongue as well. And he's on there trying to explain what's happening. He's there going, the science.
Fuck yes. Yeah, it's mad.
Jon Lovitz.
Yeah, he's a mad dog.
Yeah, good dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just went on a fucking Jon Lovitz love spree.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess back to Randy and that world. What's the response been like from, you get a lot of people sending you photos of them, being Randy, and it's sort of taken on this a real cult following. Can you think of anything else in Australia that's, other than like your Russell Coites and stuff like that? I feel like it slips into that category of cult icon.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro, that you say that. Like, it's a big call, but yeah, like it's similar because I guess it's a character. Hey, it's not. I'm not getting up there, Mitch Wanless doing, like, it is a character, and it feels like it's that too. Which I guess,
I think it's important, I guess, to, it's cool that you're doing this, and I'm sure it's cool for people watching that you get to do this, but it's almost like, Chris Lilly and those sorts of people where they're very tame on interviews and stuff like that, where it's just like, all right, like, let's keep this world as, imaginary as possible. And, it's not Mitch Wanless getting up and doing stand-up comedy and he's this guy that plays his characters. It's you have this plethora of characters, and then there's sort of this, what would you call it? Like I'm trying to figure the word. But, no one really knows who Chris Lilly is or who these people are.
Yeah.
Just quiet. It doesn't need to be a singing, hurrah for him.
Yeah,
it's just
for sure. Yeah,
enjoy the characters.
Yeah.
Now, in real life, you're probably quite opposite to Randy in some senses. So, do you enjoy getting to live out that lifestyle a little bit of?
Yes.
Of Randy? Yeah, you
Fuck
do.
yes. No, that's good, eh? It is fun. It's fun, man.
Yeah.
It's fun getting into that and just being a mutt,
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't know, like, because
How much do you want to break the illusion?
Yeah, well, it is just fun being that mongrel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because me and Sean will sit there editing going, this cunt is a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to stare at this cunt's head anymore.
Yeah.
But that's just him. He's just a loose fucking cannon, eh? And that's why it's fun to just do something that's so different, like say things that shouldn't be said, and
It is, because I'll sit there and watch it and just go, this guy's what a fucking grub. Like, the only way to, I mean, you've picked the right word for the grub club, because he's a fucking grub, and you just go, you fucking dirty bastard.
He's a mongrel, eh? Yeah, he's a mongrel, bruh, for sure.
Now, you don't mind a conspiracy theory or two either, do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's shit going on, bruh. For
sure.
sure.
Yeah. I was quite surprised. I don't know when we started talking about it once, but you said something that, like, gave me erection in the brain, because I was sort of like, that's not something that normal people know about. Normal people, normies. Not something that the general public would know about unless they sort of look into it.
Yeah.
Is there one that sort of sparks your attention a lot, that you just go, that one's just a can of worms, that, fuck, trying to unpack that cunt? What was the first one that sort of
there's just a lot. I don't know many of them in depth at all. Like, I'm just like read a little bit, so I can't say much, in depth on it. But I always thought 9/11 after that, I was like, no way, you silly cunts. That is an act of horror.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that someone could fathom these things.
Yeah.
And then it would have been like 10 years after it even. There was like, fucking hang on a minute. And then not just that, like, that's not like that was the catalyst, but being woke to other things that are going on, like just as you get older, realizing that there's reasons behind other people's actions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not just as black and white as you sort of wish it was. You don't even wish, you just don't think that anyone could fathomably pull something off like that. And then, as in, if it was the official story, if just a bunch of random dudes from the Middle East flew these planes into these towers. That's pretty fucking crazy in itself.
Yeah.
It's very hard for people to comprehend that maybe it goes even further than that, and that, you know,
it's far.
But that does surprise me that, like, you know, we do come from an era where we sent millions of young people to war and got them killed, yet it's unfathomable to people that maybe the government was either involved or somehow overlooked the, you know, that 3,000, like, what's 3,000 people?
Yeah,
Really,
when they're doing it all the time, and
yeah. When they're, you know, droning fucking 8,000 a day in the
because you know, like, you know, things happen on a lower scale, you know, like, and that, like, with politicians, local governments accepting money for shit, and it would just escalate. It just escalates, and you with people that's common, and that's all right to that kind of thing. Yeah, it's not a big thing to go, let's make a couple of calls here that's going to help us and help everyone.
Yep. And we get a little bit of extra money on the side as well, a bit of a, how's your father?
And even doing those kinds of things to cover things they've already done, you know, like...
Because it's a can of worms. Like,
it's
like,
you've got to keep fucking digging it. But and again, not just 9/11, like, I'm just talking broadly, shit everywhere going on, like, you know, cunts are always looking out for number one most of the time, you know, those big dogs. Yeah,
I mean, the corruption goes pretty deep. I know, like, what about, like, I get some questions sometimes, and I'm sure you know a little bit about it, but, like, just food and pharmaceuticals and, you know, meat and dairy products and stuff like that. Like, I've always, you know, do you ever remember, like, do you drink milk?
I still do, a little bit, but not as much as I used to, and just,
it's a bizarre concept, really. Like,
it is.
Drinking, like, what a cow produces to feed its calf just to help it grow in the first, like, bit of time while it's... And we drink it our whole lives, like another animal. Like, it would make more sense that we'd put mum's breast milk in our coffee because it's our own.
Yeah. It's I think a lot of these things, it's all from history, It's all started from this thing that's just grown into something so big that you can't even get out of anymore, you know. Yep. And if you wiped out Earth, all the people, and fucking put a couple of scientists, if they were still available, and said, how do we best look after ourselves? Yep. Is it going to be cow milk, or is it going to be other forms of milk? Like, we got to start again. Are we going to do milk or nuts or whatever the fuck? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is cow milk is the best. I don't know enough about that. Yeah. But there seems to be a lot of bad shit about normal milk, cow's milk, you know?
I don't know if it's necessarily like a conspiracy as such, because like you just said, which it's a very valid point, which is like, you know, since fucking day dot, it was probably like, all right, kill cow, eat meat, and like, you know, it's over time that we've learned. I don't think it's one of those things where, you know, pharmaceuticals are probably a little bit different, where it's been something that's been introduced to us to help cull us, if you get what I mean. Like, it's probably meat and milk and stuff like that's probably been a genuine thing that people have been involved in. But I think pharmaceuticals are like pretty next level fucking shit. Like,
because they're smart cunts.
We are drugged up to the max, our society. And a lot of these like shooters, well, I'm pretty sure all of them, if not 90% of them, have all been on, and I've got to be really careful when I say this, because I've heard a lot of serious like things happen to people that speak out against it. But, you know, antidepressants, which I've been on, are connected to a lot of these shootings, these SSRI tablets, which are like, have you ever been on antidepressants?
No.
Right.
But but I've just never had a problem with ever accepting pharmaceutical shit. When you grow up, you think this is going to make me better and whatnot. But I
mean, it's those little things like, you know, antibiotics growing up, and then you start to learn as you get older. It's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't get antibiotics for everything, because I'm actually just making myself, you know, I'm creating almost a superbug. So every time I get sick, it's going to be worse and worse and worse and worse. But these SSRIs, they're sort of, you know, there's not one tablet. If you're depressed, you're anxious, there's no tablet you can take that'll necessarily go, oh, this situation will cause me to have depression or anxiety, so I'll block that one out. But this one's okay, so I'll accept that into the, you know, psyche. It's just shuts everything down.
Yes,
you know,
okay, yes.
Just makes you numb.
Every thought, all the good ones too, or even if you have those amongst them, You're
never happy, you're never sad, you're just there. I suppose for me, smoking weed, you know, when I used to get really heavy into it, was sort of a way to escape that, or sort of, you know, you get a spark of, oh fuck, colours and smells, you know, they were a bit more vibrant. But yeah, a lot of these, America's a whole different place because some of the, the number one have you ever heard of Adderall or like Ritalin?
Yeah.
Have you taken that before?
No.
Jeez, that's another, that's like Adderall is basically just methamphetamine. It's like I've got it before. My friends had it, and on the fucking bottle that you get in America, it just says, when you get like pharmacy brand, it just says amphetamine salt on it. Like it's just pharmacy fucking amphetammetamine, and you.
Where can I get that? no, that's fucked. But
for a friend, Randell.
It's just from a mate.
What if Randell gets on some sort of like he goes
addiction? Fucking hell.
But a weird like eggnog. Fucking. He had a real bad because sometimes people have real bad experiences on drugs, but then they go back for more and they go back for more and they go back for more.
Yeah, it's crazy. And people eating those things like candy, those lollies, because you got people saying this is going to help you.
Xanax and those ones, yeah.
And you get used to it. Fuck, it's not good. They're just making money. I don't know. It's just scary. You got to be careful with what you're putting in your body. Like, I'm terrible with that shit. I'm the worst cunt. But yeah, if you care about that shit, you really got to read what you're fucking putting in. And at least, read up a little bit. I don't know. Just because there's so much shit they're putting in everything, man, eh?
Yeah, it's like, you see all the cancer levels and autism and all these different things, right? I'm not relating autism to vaccines, so before you get on your high horse, I'm not doing that. But just all these different diseases that we have now, and, there is probably a possibility that they were around before, but they're definitely accelerated. A lot of these things have increased since, before the 50s. I don't actually know what date, but I would say around the 40s and 50s. We probably still didn't have preservatives in food. It's just all of a sudden, one day in the last 100 years, someone's just made the call to go, okay, now there has to be all these preservatives in the food to make it last longer.
And bigger, bulker. It's when you start getting to the bigger corporations, like the bigger companies that are fucking writing people off. It's all the smaller companies. When they start, they're friendly, they help you out, they're personal, and they grow, and then they become this company with fucking 4,000 people in it.
Money.
What chemicals are we putting in that? Fucking this one and this one. And that product's going to save us a meal just if we put this one instead of this one from Thailand, because it's cheaper to come from Turkey.
Yeah, and it'll grow a bit bigger if we get inject it with this stuff. And
in the tests we've done over 6 months, it doesn't do anything. It should be sweet.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'll sign on that. Sounds like it's good for the business. You don't know, man. You don't know nothing, eh?
I suppose when it gets to a point, because I guess with business, like the whole thing is, and my essential ethos with businesses is if the end user, so whoever you're working for, is extremely happy at the end, then, it all feeds into each other because they come back for more and it just keeps going like that. So like, let's say you're making a fucking breakfast cereal. It's really, really good. It's just a local small company, but your customers fucking love it and they just keep coming back for more and more. And the way that you keep getting more people is just by making the best product out there. And then eventually there must be some tipping point where it's like, fucking everyone loves me. Yeah. It's like Coke. Doesn't matter. Like, people are going to fucking buy it no matter what the fuck we put in this shit. So it's like a tipping point where it must just be like, put whatever the fuck, just make it as cheap as possible for me to make the most profits. Like,
yeah, bro, for sure. I was just, when you said that, I just had this thought, like, it's always the people that are always trying to tell you to go natural and go vegan and all that. You get this image of like this gypsy woman fucking, some crazy loose woman.
Randy's mother.
Preaching that you should be on the natural shit, Yeah. And then on the other side, you got this cunt in a suit going, have this shit. Like this,
I'm telling you, this is
the good shit. We've got a sticker that says this is V1 approved calcium, cunt. You're gonna trust the bitch that's got no gain, who's just trying to say like, watch what you're doing, as opposed to these big companies. And when you go, who are the biggest cunts? It's the biggest company, isn't it? Isn't there one company that owns like fucking 50% of
Nestle,
bruh. Yeah. It's the biggest cunts that are the problems, and they're pulling all the strings, cunt,
and they're not just making food. Like, I'm pretty sure the V over there, or something else I got the other day, they're the same company that makes the tampons, and like they just fucking they just
dominate once they get
run it.
Yeah, bruh.
They don't. It's sort of like I remember thinking about this a couple of years ago, but did you ever get like a Coles Myer fucking gift card for Christmas or something like that, right? It'd be like $50 on it. You'd be like, oh, I can use it at these stores here. And then you think about it, you're like, Coles Myer. All right. They own, like, Coles and Woolworths separately they have the same market space, but just different companies. Like they've
Yeah.
all got their own version of Bunnings, or there's that other one that failed, Masters
Yeah,
or whatever. But
yes.
they've all got that opposite thing. So like they own fucking Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi, Big W, fucking Myers, fucking
Yeah.
all the petrol stations. They have ALH, which is the fucking every pub with all the pokies machines. They've got insurance. They've got mobile phones now. They've got fucking they've got you by the balls.
Yeah.
So I reckon, legitimately, you could probably confidently say that anywhere between 70 and 80 or even 90% of our income that we make from our jobs would have to be funneled back
Yeah,
into
go
their
back into
network.
the- yeah,
Grocery
yeah.
shopping, like our main expenses
Yeah.
are all going to these cunts.
Yeah.
Except for electricity and
sure.
rent and that. So it's like,
You're working to pay them.
fuck. Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
sitting there going, yeah, you work to pay us.
I know, but it's also easy too. Like I love Coles. I fucking
So do I.
chocolate bar for 90 cents.
I bought fucking here's one. I went to the petrol station the other day. I walked in, go to pay for my petrol, and I look over and they've got like 20 rolls of toilet paper for $10. And I'm like, I'm going to have to buy toilet paper at the petrol
Yes.
station. Like, $10. Like,
I know.
that'll
They're
last me
turning
ages.
those servos into little stores and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Get the water there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They got fingers in all the pies. Fucking hell. But yeah, you just gotta be aware, I guess, of what you do. But like I said, I'm not a good cunt. I do all that shit. I go to Macca's. I go to fucking Coles. But they're cunts too, aren't they?
I think we all are. As long as you're aware that you know what
Yeah, that's it.
what it is, unless you don't want to just blindly be going in there and
Yeah,
doing it, but
thinking this is a good thing and no one. Yeah.
I fucking love a burger
Being
though.
blind to it, bruh.
Yeah.
Just not even going, hang on, there's another side to it.
Yeah.
And that's the same with all that conspiracy shit. Like, there's two sides, of course, eh?
There's multiple stories. Who we'll never know. McDonald's fries has 17 ingredients.
I
in it.
know. But I love them.
So do I. 17 ingredients in
That's
a potato. That's why they're
ridiculous.
called French fries.
Yeah.
There's no potato. Well, there is potato in it, but they don't have to allude to the fact that
It's
it's
crazy, bruh. I
that
know.
it's just potato.
What do you do? Like, that Super Size Me doco came out years ago.
Yeah.
I've been at Macca's 300 times since, cunt. I don't know. It's
So
just
have
so
I.
easy.
Yep. They got you.
24/7.
Yep.
Whenever I'm hungry, fucking there you go.
Yep.
There's no other option, man.
There
you
isn't.
try to get a meal at 12 o'clock at night.
Yep.
You got Hungry's, you got Macca's.
Yep. Even Hungry's probably shuts. Like, I mean, I know from touring, the only places that'd be open, you'd wake up in the morning, you'd be hungover from the show before, and
Yeah.
you'd had Macca's the night before, and
Yeah.
you wake up, you get on a plane, you have a shitty airport meal.
Yeah.
Get to the town, you're too nervous to eat, you have a few beers before the show to cool yourself down, go out, do the show, meet everyone, and then it's fucking 11 o'clock.
What's open?
What's open at 11 o'clock? We'll go back to I reckon I've unintentionally done supersize me myself without even. There was a time that I was I was legitimately addicted. I think I had McDonald's 3 times a day.
Fuck
I'm
yes.
not kidding. Yeah, Grand Angus or whatever they call that, classic Angus.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
And walked down King's Cross. I was living in King's Cross and walked down to the Macca's there. I remember going down at 3 a.m. because I was stoned and I was still awake. And I thought, oh, fuck it all.
It's too easy.
Go down, get yourself a McFlurry as
Yeah.
well, a little ice cream.
They got dessert. They got breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast all the time. They cater to you. What are you?
They deliver?
Yeah, they deliver now. $5 delivery for Macca's.
Do you think that gypsy making her own sausage rolls is going to deliver you some fucking
Fuck
food?
no.
No,
By the time it gets there on a fucking horse and carriage, you're
Yes.
fucked because she's not using
a car,
petrol.
yeah. No, it's fucked, isn't it? But it sounds like a neg, but we live in a beautiful fucking world, cunt. But
We do.
there's just some shit going on as well.
And maybe our bodies are slowly adapting to it, and maybe they will. Maybe they probably have no choice. I mean, the human body's extremely smart in how it adapts and evolves. Maybe we're just moving to same with technology. I think that's moving too fast for a lot of people.
I can't understand how they can how they know what all this technology's doing to our brains and shit in 30 years, of the phones. If the phones have only been around for 20 years, how do we know what's going to do after 30 years of use?
When we're 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be aneurysms popping up everywhere, cunt. Who knows?
I'm sure it will. I sleep with this basically pretty close to my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Did Nokia test that phone next to someone's head for 60 years? Or no?
No.
No, they didn't. No.
And Apple certainly fucking didn't
No.
either. They're releasing a new phone every fucking 3 days. So
How about kids now too? I mean, all the kids are on the so close to technology, like you know.
They live in it. See, we
And
were
that's
lucky.
with an undeveloped fucking brain
Yeah.
affecting that shit. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, we had TV, so in that argument, I mean, we had TV as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a lot more. We came into life watching TV when they were so advanced at how to use TV to manipulate our brains.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, you know, iPads are probably a little bit similar.
Yeah.
But we were sort of lucky because I think we were the last generation that came through that we grew up without technology being so in our lives. Like my parents didn't get phones until I was probably like 10.
Yes.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, we had a computer, but it wasn't like constantly on. No one had a laptop. Like you had to go to the computer room.
Yeah.
It was a computer room, and you had to turn on the big desktop and connect to dial-up, or you know,
phones were a luxury or a necessity for safety. Either. Like either
there was no social media really other than MySpace, but that was very, you know, it wasn't as wasn't on our phone, so it wasn't like we were constantly connected to it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And now kids are growing up in a world where they didn't get introduced to social media or the internet halfway through their lives. Like,
it's on them.
They're in it.
They got accounts when their babies can't.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
fucking Instagram.
People make Instagram accounts from when they're kids and shit.
Yeah.
When they're 7, it's like, oh, you've already got 2,000 followers. Just take it.
Yeah. They've got these YouTube accounts that their parents are running for them, like these fucking kids that are doing unboxing videos and
yeah.
That's a whole other.
That's a crazy thought. Is that in 80 years or whatever, 100 years, that your grandparents are going to have like these high def mad pictures when they were young. You know, of your grandparents. You know.
Yeah, I've never thought of that. Like, there's going to
be.
I'm going to be able to go back and digitally find, you know, a photo that I've taken somewhere along the way at a fucking show or something like that.
Imagine like your grandkids looking you up and they see you fucking 16-year-old Josh high def on the streets.
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy.
Calling people sluts on the side of the street.
Fuck, it's crazy. Actually, that's going to be pretty good for people to know their grandparents who otherwise when they die you don't know them. So you'll be able to get a look into them.
What do you reckon your dad was doing it?
Oh my God!
Like, if your dad had a YouTube back when he was 20.
Wouldn't that be sick, eh? That'd be awesome to see that, eh? Just some cunt. Well, yeah, fuck. You'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because every cunt's doing it. Nearly like a lot of cunts feel they have to have something, and I have that feeling too. You feel like you got to be in it. Like you got to have something out there, and a lot of people are doing it. Cameras on every fucking thing. Every car's getting cameras.
I had this. I don't know where it came from, but I was listening to someone saying soon there won't be. Well, not soon, but at some point there won't be TV, Netflix, or anything like that, because we'll all just be consuming each other's content, because everyone will be making content in some way. I mean, you know, when your girlfriend uploads a photo on her Instagram, you don't have to be someone to put out content. Yeah. So you're getting some sort of entertainment value. Out of following that person and liking their post and seeing that. So soon,
it's crazy.
We'll just be so bombarded with everyone's stuff that we won't have time to consume anything. And then you'll have the ones out there, like us, that are, obviously making stuff for the sole purpose of
creators,
that. But it's a wild time.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah,
and it's moving fast.
It is, bruh.
Fucking 2018.
Yeah. I don't know.
What happens? Do you think there'll be? I mean, we're filming this just before the end of the end of 2017. But this will be up in 2018. I mean, we say it all the time. We say that there's going to be another war, or there's going to be. But I feel like, man, like when you really look at it, we haven't had a 9/11 size attack in a very, very, very long time. Like we are. Surely, like on the meter of like wherever, like the cunt must be boiling. Like it's ready to just pop off.
Yeah, obviously North Korea. That is the obvious thing, eh?
I don't think so.
But like, what if that North Korean cunt is on something, eh, about these Americans, and he's like, "Fuck these cunts." Eh?
Well, I think,
he got intel that these cunts are sus.
Yeah. I heard someone say, or maybe I thought of this. I don't know. Could you imagine if, let's say, America is your next door neighbour, right? And America is your next door neighbour, and you look over their fence, you're out in the garden in the afternoon watering your plants and that, and you've got a few plants over there that you've got in a cage that you just sort of, you're not feeding. So that's the, people in poverty and that. But you've got your few there that you look after and that. And you look over, America's got the same backyard.
Yeah.
They've got Guantanamo Bay in there, and they've got all these different other fucking things that they're doing. Everyone's just as bad as one another. You look over and, oh, shit, these cunts are fucking pointing, a bunch of fucking missiles at my house from their roof, and it's going to kill me, and it's going to kill my family and everyone that I care about. And they're telling me that I'm not allowed to get anything to protect myself. Like, in my head, if I was a neighbour, I'd be like, well, look, I'm not going to say that I'm going to bomb the shit out of you, but like what you're saying to me, but
yeah, I got to get some shit.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go inside.
I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to make sure I got something.
Figure some shit out, and if I haven't got it ready, I'm at least going to maybe drop a CD over your fence with a video of me in my basement, making this shit, just so you know that it's
we're doing something too.
Just be, we won't shoot you if you don't shoot us. Like, what sort of gall does America have to get up and just go, nah, no one can do anything. You can't. Russia's not allowed to have these. Yeah. No one's allowed to have these weapons. Yeah. We're going to sign you into some fucking treaty that says you can't have these weapons. But at the same time, we're going to point them at you the entire. Like, fuck, man.
And then, I know it's fucked, eh? And I hate to sound like negging on America too, because I love what they do.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if we're on the right side, but I'd rather be on this side than the other side.
Yeah. It's there's shit going on, man. I don't know. It's just surprising there's not more leaks.
I mean, did you ever look into the WikiLeaks stuff or hear bits about
briefly, it? Briefly, just brief shit.
It's pretty wild. Like, if you actually spent some time, I haven't, but I mean, I've read things, and if you were someone that had enough time, which if you do have enough time and you're, not working for the NSA or something, you've got too much fucking time on your hands. Yeah. But, I mean, there's some shit in there. A lot of shit, and they just can't. They've got to be so careful. This guy, just here it all is. Just fucking take it and look for yourself. But people out there have done the research, and you bring up some of the emails, and it's like, this is some bizarre shit.
Even with that information, what do you do?
Yeah, you could literally find the email that says, "Hey, 9/11, all these things. This is and this is how I did it." And we'd still go,
good luck.
What do you do now?
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
And that is almost like with those conspiracies and all those things, there is all these little coincidental things that happen. And so what about that? What are you going to do? Like, you can't get those tapes from that petrol station or whatever. There was like Pentagon tapes. There's all
the frame is like the head of the military and the CIA in the US. And for some reason, there was just one camera on that day that just happened to miss the frame of the fucking whatever it is that went into. Like, you're just like, fuck. Like, they're blatantly looking at you. If they were there, when they show you that footage, they're blatantly looking at you down the barrel of the screen and going, eat this shit up, you fucking moron, and you'll believe it. And we sit there and go, yeah, I guess it was probably. Like, for fuck's sake. They're laughing. Like, they know that they fucking. That's them. Seeing how far they can take it, just to go, all right, these fucking morons will believe this. And look, they're tweeting about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. You fucking idiots.
It's working for him, eh?
Yeah. Good on. I mean, if I was in that position, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Who we bombing?
Who's next? Who we bombing?
Syria. Yeah. Oh, that's fucked, eh? But people in those positions got to do those decisions, eh?
It would be tough.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, when you hear these politicians talk, fucking 80% of the time, the things they're reading, they've had obviously 4 fucking people working on this thing, making sure it's loophole proof, not getting yourself in trouble, the right information leaking.
Yep. And it's almost like it's at that point where, because the world is so fucked up and corrupt on so many levels politically and that, it's like, if we're not corrupt, if America and us and the West isn't corrupt in certain different things, and someone else is going to take that corruption from us and fucking use it against us as well. It's sort of like it's the same analogy as the missile in the house thing. It's like, well, this is where we are, and whether you like it or not, this is how the game of life is. So suck it up and deal with it. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's a big jump from fucking what Randy's going to be doing with his life and the eggnog, but
just worried about sipping nog.
Yep.
Nah, it's loose though, man. It is loose. But like, just on if you're trying to say at a basic level of corruption, like say local politicians or something. I'm just trying to think as well.
Yep.
Say there's a bit of land that is being known to be a park that's like a saved park, you know. What do you call those? Like a
national park.
National park. And then there's a company that wants to put down a casino or something. And it's just like, is that a matter of the casino guys going to that politician? Look, here's 10 mil. Just start talking about like getting rid of that national park so we can put it. Is it shit like that?
Yeah, I guess essentially, and I guess a lot of these relationships are made through fraternal type things. So whether that be Freemasonry or something like that. So I mean, there's a Freemason, centre everywhere. There's one down the road here. There's one everywhere. And not saying that that's what it's there for, that's corrupt, because there's a lot of good things that these people do, Rotary societies and stuff like that. But when you form these fraternities, or in America, it goes very, very, very much back to your college fraternity. Your boys, that's, it doesn't matter what you do in life, you got each other's back because you went to college together, and you're normally in the same fraternity because you studied the same,
Has
law
that
or
mentality? Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
I never even
very
thought of
cultish.
that.
That's why they haze each other. That's why it's all ritual based. It's all ritual based.
Bred into them to not like people already.
Of course, and it's very, very similar. The techniques are very, very similar to the military.
Yeah.
That's the military is its own brotherhood of, so
crazy.
Let's say I'm fucking Joe Blow and I'm the, fucking, what do they call it? City council. What is it?
Yeah. City councilor or something like that.
The main city councilor here or whatever.
Mayor or something. Yes.
That's the fucking one. Jesus, how am I going to get through this without knowing what a fucking mayor is?
Yeah, no,
surely you'll believe me now. The mayor's there, and he's got a few mates that maybe he went to university with, or just through the years at events as being a city councillor and moving his way up.
Been in those circles his whole life.
These guys have donated to him along his way to make sure that he can, keep, being
I owe that guy something. He did help me out.
Yeah, and it's very much a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing, where it's like, they don't even need to say it. You don't even need to go, look, I'll give you $50,000 for your campaign, and then if you can do this for me. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just, here's $50,000, and when the day comes that we go,
what's
you will
up.
fucking answer. Yeah. Cool. Okay, no worries.
I
mean, JFK is a prime example of that. JFK, his dad was quite big in the mafia, and essentially what happened with JFK. So JFK got in because the mafia. He only got in by like a slither. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And that was because the mafia in New York, that looked after the Port Authority and a lot of the shipping yards and, a lot of the import-export sort of stuff. They got behind him and got all of his people, behind him, right? So he got in, but it was under the agreement that you would, because he's, one of our guys' sons, he'll be on our side, right? So he'll do what we need.
And he goes to his wife and he goes, what do I do? I got this opportunity. I can get a better job if I say yes to these cunts.
I'll be the president.
Yeah.
So
you're going to do it.
Yeah, but I think where the issue went wrong is, and why he got assassinated, and this is pretty documented, is once he brought his brother in, because he did a lot of preaching and, about making the, the country a better place. He didn't want to go to war, and he didn't sign off on a lot of like Bay of Pigs invasions and a lot of these different things that America was trying to do to get into war to support the military industrial system. He didn't want to be involved in it. He genuinely wanted to make it a better place for everyone. And I think they shit themselves when he brought his own brother in as like, I don't know what Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah, Bobby, was it? Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, I don't actually know what his exact title was, but it was basically, real high up, not second in charge. It wasn't vice president, but it was.
He was starting to bring his own.
Yeah, and I think that's when the mafia started to go, this cunt fucking actually wants to do something. This isn't good. And then a few of the things. So that's why he was friends with, Frank Sinatra and all these different people in Hollywood, because the mafia was running Hollywood as well. Marilyn Monroe's all wrapped into that whole story there, and she knew too much. I don't know if you know the conspiracy behind.
Not too much with her, no.
So she died. She had an overdose, but they didn't find really any of the drug in her system, or like it was ingested after. And
how easy do you hide a crime in the 60s, can't?
Well, yeah, and no one. I mean, it's over now.
Fucking
no one's gonna ask now, but yeah, she probably was in it for a bit and then maybe knew one too many things, and she was trying to get out of it, and they were probably like, we just can't risk having this woman be 80 and then going, oh, and this is what I knew back then. so she was gone, and then because Frank Sinatra had a girlfriend or something, that apparently there was some weird extramarital affairs that were going on as well.
Yeah, there was some sus shit.
So yeah,
Mr. President,
and
singing that song.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's. I mean, Beyonce does that sort of shit for Obama and that, but imagine that Obama and Beyonce were fucking the whole time.
Yeah, true.
Jay-Z was the cuck, but yeah, the president was feeding one of Frank Sinatra's mistresses or something like that a bunch of FBI documents, but what he was doing was getting because then she was feeding it to the mafia from there, so he was tricking the mafia, because what he was doing, the documents that he was feeding them were all forged. They were incorrect information, so the mafia thought that, you know, the president,
their intel was good,
their intel was right, because it was coming direct from the president through, you know, a bunch of these people in Hollywood that were connected high up. And it wasn't, so he was actually throwing them off, and then once they realized that, they were like, right, you've got to come down. Then the vice president, who was involved in, you know, this goes back to oil, some of the big people that were involved in oil and stuff like that, they all met in Dallas, Texas, and they basically had sat down together. I mean, a bunch of presidents that were to come after JFK were at this same thing, and they pulled off...
This is before the assassination.
Yeah, the day before, and they pulled off the hit on him. Pulled off the hit. It wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. He was there.
How was it? Oh no, just that shot.
There was eight shots. So, well, eight different gunmen, I'm fairly certain, and they were placed on all different areas. Right?
Yeah.
Now, most of them missed. Right. So there's you know, they had a bunch of random you know, fucking shells. Yeah. That's the word. They had a bunch of shells that they found everywhere. Yeah. There was one that had chipped up on the sidewalk. There was all these different, you know, the grassy knoll is the other one. They
the grassy knoll.
But that didn't come from the grassy knoll either. Yeah. Where it came from was, and this is insane, this information's out there. Fucking, you know, Woody Harrelson?
Oh, I love Woody.
His dad was there on that day.
Oh, his dad is a
hitman.
His dad's a serial killer, is he?
You knew that?
Yeah, his dad was a serial killer.
Yeah. So he was a known hitman. So Woody Harrelson's dad was involved in it as well. He was one of the hitmen there. Yep. Bunch of dudes that were involved in the Bay of Pigs invasion. So just, you know, hired mercenaries. Yes. But the one that actually shot him came from the, what do they call it? The stormwater drain. As he was coming up the street, all the way back there. And it was just three of these young kids that were sort of, not young kids.
Oh, was that the only that witnessed someone in the drain, or they could tell the trajectory?
They were in the drain. They were hiding in the drain. Bang. You know, through the stormwater drain. They went through the sewers. Yeah. Came up. They were the ones that actually shot him from there. So it wasn't coming from the grassy knoll. It came up. Yeah. And bang, out of his head. So his head flew back. Yeah. Blew off.
Yes, that was fucked. Even in that footage, it's so fucked.
It blows off. But then the autopsy photo is him and his head, and it's like it's all back together again.
So you're saying agents were in the sewer? Not, I thought you said kids.
No, well, they were teenagers. They were a bunch of they look like homeless fucking.
But they know how to use a gun.
Yeah, I'll bring up the photo.
Fuck.
What were they called?
But what the hit was by you saying the government or the mafia though? That the actual
a bit of both. Corrupt parts of the government and the mafia, and it's like a lot of these things. They don't just benefit one person. Yeah. It's when a bunch of people can come together and go, okay, we need to pull this off.
Because you'd think if it was just this one dumb cunt, Lee Harvey Oswald,
the three tramps they were called.
Fuck.
And there's a photo of them being taken into custody. They had mud all up on their...
Yeah.
They had mud all up on their things. And then the whole time there's a photo of...
Harvey.
No. Oh. Head of the CIA at the time, George Bush's father. Yeah. Standing there on the day as well, waiting outside. Like he was involved in it as well. So it all... just links in, they all just help each other out, and it's just fucking insane.
That is crazy, eh?
Yeah.
And when you think about, we're just normal cunts living in Australia, we don't do nothing silly. You go, no one can do that. Like you can't just go from that to that outrageous. That's outrageous. Yeah. But for 15 years, those cunts have been doing other sly shit that's built them up to that immunity of
being able to
able to make those calls.
Yep, because everyone's in your back pocket. It's sort of like I know some people probably watching they go no way, but there's a great documentary called Everything's a Rich Man's Trick. I always say go watch it because it explains it all. It just goes straight through, and it's like okay, this isn't a conspiracy. This is like highly documented information that you can find if you look for.
Yeah. But what are you going to do
government
with it
leaks?
again?
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? But the most fascinating part about it is that when they shot him in the head, his head blew off, obviously. But then the autopsy photo, his head's there, like he's fine. He's got like a bullet mark to the head or something like that, but it's not coming from the angle that it was. So another technique that the mafia used a lot, which we see in video games like Grand Theft Auto 5, the witness protection program and body swaps. So they get people that look alike, like they did with Hitler and a bunch of people.
Yeah, DNA and...
shoot them.
Yeah.
Kill them and switch the body over, because their biggest issue was that they needed to be able to plant the crime on Lee Harvey Oswald coming from the back window.
Yeah.
The bullet had to come from the back of the head and go forward, right? But obviously it didn't. It went bang, bang. So what they've got a body double, right?
Yeah.
They've killed him with a shot to the back of the head. Yeah.
You reckon that was a double?
Look.
What were the missus doing though? In the car?
JFK autopsy.
Fucking loose.
I'm going to have to bring this up for the thing, but I mean, this is the
nothing.
photo of his head, right? It's pretty fucking vile.
Yeah, right on.
That's his head. So the back of his head is blown up off.
Yeah. And when the footage, you say in the front of his head is all marsh. I remember when I watched it, it looked like meat, but that looked pretty meaty too, eh? Fucking hell.
Yeah. But when you watch that video and the throat. So that shot.
What's that throat wound? Was there 2 shots or 1 shot?
Yeah, well, there's multiple coming through, but the one had to blow his head off. So
fucking hell.
So that was a body double. That's a body double.
Crazy.
That sounds really loose, but yeah, look into it. It's pretty crazy. Wonder if I just type
well,
in.
it's just the point that you can see maybe there is something going on. If you can at least look at both sides, and just be like, maybe this wasn't just one cunt with a rifle. Fucking hell.
Yeah. See, apparently it's this dude. Some dude named Tippett was the unsuspecting dude that went, all right, well, you've got to take the hit because it needed the shots needed to fit the crime.
Fuck. That's heckers. It's heckers.
So he did die, obviously.
Yeah.
But the one that they buried wasn't him.
Yeah.
And there's a photo on the plane. Lyndon B. Johnson, who is the president, the vice president, who had to become the president.
Yeah.
Is there, and he's sorry, I'm just talking a lot at the moment, but this one fucking just blows my mind how complicated it is.
I know.
And he's been sworn in on Air Force One.
Yeah.
JFK's wife standing next to him with blood still all over her shirt.
Yeah.
She's crying, and there's a photo of him looking over at another guy going, and the other guy's smiling like, we did it, we won, we got it, job complete. And that guy became in charge, and he was the one that took him to Vietnam, fucking every military industrial system. Let's go.
Too much power up there, bruh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
Clintons are crazy.
Yeah. Just fucking a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of networking. Every cunt's trying to look after themselves and...
Sorry, there's probably a few people out there that just wished I shut up during that whole
no way,
monologue
bro.
there.
No, it's interesting shit, man. But it's just, it's just interesting. You got to at least be open to fucking seeing that there's 2 sides, I reckon.
Yeah. You did you finish watching Making a Murderer?
I did.
You have finished it?
I did.
All right, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I mean, you probably should have seen it by now.
Bruh. What are they in there for? Why are they still locked up?
They're still there. And
it's madness.
There's news that comes out that says this Brendan Dassey's going to get out, but it's still just ongoing.
It's just and just the amount of time that it takes them.
Yeah.
But for these cunts, it's we'll look at that, but that's another 4 months.
Yeah, or 18 months. Yeah, great. We'll look at the appeal in 18 months. So spend 18 more months in jail, and then we'll come back and we'll look at it. And there's no guarantee that you'll get out, but we may just retest these few things. And in that 18 months, it gives the cops on the other side and the prosecution to figure out what story they're going to come up with. So they just come in swinging. 3 days, it's over.
And then you're trying to convince someone who's in the back pockets
already.
As well.
Yeah. They're the judges are there because they work for the same people that the fucking cops work for. And
even if it's not as blatant as like, Judge, here's $1 million. I want you to say this cunt's guilty.
Yeah.
What if it was like, it's just little things that he's their mates?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Or-
dog him for this cunt.
Or
Like,
this
it's-
cunt, or the judge has fucking done a few shady things in his past
Yeah.
that the cops have covered for him,
Oh,
and it's like
blackmail. Blackmail
Exactly.
the judge. And
That's
it's
how
that
they get
easy,
ya.
bruh.
that's what would have happened with Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sas.
That guy was fucking running Hollywood for such a long time,
Yeah.
and then at some point, he's
Yeah.
got too cocky, and someone else that's pretty high up has sat with all the other boys and gone,
Yeah.
all right, look, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
make a decision here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harvey, you're done.
Yeah.
mate."
Because with, like you said, without those people, with people popping up, when you got people helping you, shut that hole up. Here's $1 million. Shut your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
But when shit turns and you can't help them, look how quick it just came out of nowhere. This
Yeah.
is something that spanned back like 15 years.
Yeah, or probably
And it
longer.
wasn't an article every 3 years, was it? It
Yeah.
was like, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you said.
It's like someone said once, they're like, Bill Cosby could have been like actually one of the biggest serial rapists in the entire world. Like when you think
hell.
about it, like the amount of people that he could have raped during that time that no one said anything about. Like if
Yeah.
it was just, some random person raping someone on the street, you're not going to get many out before you're thrown away.
Nah.
This cunt was protected the entire time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
insane. That's
good
a
that it's
whole
coming
other
out though, hey.
whole other rabbit hole.
So many cunts are getting dusted now.
Yeah. We had a laugh.
It's
about
pretty
this.
funny, eh?
Yeah.
But a lot of them are like, yeah, I could see that you had that
Yeah.
susness in you.
Oh, Bill Cosby coming out of the
Yeah.
fucking what is it, the courthouse, and he's like, hey. He's like, "Can't, you're done. You're cooked as."
fucked.
And he's got like this droopy eye that just constantly
Oh my
he's
God.
blind in one eye, I think, and it just leaks. I'm not kidding. Like he's got a leaky eye.
You can tell, cunt. You can tell when people are sus, I
leaky
reckon.
eye.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, bruh.
Oh, Kevos.
Sus. He was good, but he's fucking...
Such a menacing.
Why was he
character.
so good at being a creep?
Such a menacing character in those movies.
Yeah.
What are we up to, Connor? An hour and three. I guess we'll wrap up. But thanks for coming on. Thanks
Yeah.
for, I guess, giving your viewers the chance to,
Yeah,
see
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching on our end. If you haven't seen any of Mitch's stuff, go check out his Facebook predominantly. You're on YouTube as well, but
Yeah.
Facebook is where a lot of it is, which is just Wanless, Wanless. You've got some more coming out. You've probably got some big things coming up in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But other than that, is that basically it, Connor? That's it. All right.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me,
No,
boys.
no
That was
fucking
awesome.
worries. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to.
We went deep.
We did go deep. That's what it's about. Anyway, I thought that would happen.
Well, not deep because not too knowledgeable on it, but we skimmed the surface on some deep things.
Yeah. I had an aneurysm at JFK, but I just
Yeah, fuck 'em.
What's everything I know?
Yeah, fucking oath.
Anyway,
Fuck 'em.
thanks for coming on. I'll see you next week.